My name's Amy Bleasing, and today we're looking at how to engage your listeners with vocal variety. Today we're looking at tempo. Let's talk vocal variety. Your voice is a powerful tool in getting your listeners to engage and want to listen to you. So whether you're recording videos or speaking live, knowing how to utilize your voice is a game changer. Exploring vocal variety gives you tools to be more intentional when you speak, which helps people stay interested in what you have to say. We can explore vocal variety by playing with pace, pitch variation, tone, volume, and pausing. Today, let's look at pace, which I actually like to call tempo. Tempo is about how fast or slow you speak at any given time. And it's a very effective way to engage listeners and keep them engaged. Have you ever had someone speak to you with a really quick tempo or speak to you painfully slowly? Or perhaps this is something that you experience yourself doing and you really want to work on it. Well, whether it's consistently speaking fast or slow, either way creates one result and one result only. Your listeners will check out. They will stop listening to you and they will most likely get frustrated. Speaking too quickly means people can't keep up with your thoughts. They lose track of what you're saying and very likely can't even understand what you're saying because you probably end up tripping over your words and running ideas together. Speaking too slowly creates the opposite. People are thinking quicker than you and they get frustrated and impatient, waiting for you to get to your point. They check out and get bored and stop caring about what you're saying. But here's the cool thing. If you can temper your speech, presentation, or even your conversation with a range of tempos, you are more likely to keep people engaged. So how do we know what to use and what's the impact? Well, first, we want to establish what we would refer to as our moderate tempo. This is our home base tempo. It's the pace that's the easiest to listen to and to follow. So your moderate tempo is easy to follow. It feels comfortable and easy and like you aren't racing yourself. A moderate tempo helps people stay with you, listening without getting overwhelmed by how fast or slow you're speaking. If you don't feel like you really have a moderate tempo yet, that's okay. When you bring your attention to your fast and slow, that's going to help you find your middle ground. Once we have our moderate tempo, we can then utilize our quick and slow tempo for emphasis or impact. So let's identify how slowing down can help you keep your audience engaged. When we slow down intentionally, we let our audience know that something is important, that we want them to listen to this and remember it. When something is high stakes or important, slowing down, even just for a few words, can be really powerful. So how does speeding up or having a quick tempo help you when you speak? Well, we can use a quicker tempo when we want to inject some levity or some fun into a speech or conversation. You can use it when you're making light of something or for an offhand or casual comment. A quick tempo can help you when you want to move to a new topic. So let's move on. Or let's look at the results. And it can also be helpful in revving your audience up and building momentum to get to a really important point. My advice is to use quick and slow tempo strategically and not for too long. Making a point with just a few slow words is much more powerful than speaking an entire sentence or two at a slow pace. At the same time, getting stuck in your quick tempo is going to make people tune out and lose interest. Use them strategically and use them intentionally. You can play with tempo as you read news articles out loud or find some famous speeches online to practice with. Be curious about what your quick tempo is, what your slow tempo is, and what your moderate tempo might be. It's not going to be the same as mine or someone else's, and I'm about finding your authentic way of speaking, not trying to make you a robot or make you sound like someone else. Identify phrases in your reading that feel like they're important and play with whether a quick or a slow tempo is going to help you get the point across. Over time, you'll get used to what the different tempos feel like, and you'll get more used to finding your moderate tempo. Ultimately, you'll become more instinctive about when a quick or a slow tempo can help to engage your listeners. And don't forget to pay attention to them. Watching their body language and their eye line will tell you loads about whether they're listening. And changing tempo might be the tool you need to get them back on side. Let me know what questions you have or what was helpful about this video, and drop back in and share how you've been playing with tempo in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more tips, tutorials, and tune-ups.